Right, I feel like I've got it this time.
Yeah, good.
What are you listening to?
Alex Perez, Keep Hush Set, and New Zealand.
Oh yeah. That is a banger. That is a banger of a set.
Yeah, I just love. My favorite bit is that strategy tune, the drum and bass one. It's like the first drum and bass tune in the set, and it's fucking killer. It's Visages, I think.
It's not out yet, then.
Nah, it's not coming up to 2022 apparently.
Have you been onto Visage's case and be like, oi, come on guys, send me the dubs.
Yeah. Well, no, definitely not. I don't really know him like that. But if I did, I fucking would be. That's for sure.
give me all your dubs.
No, I managed to bag Sesko's new EP on 1985, and it's fucking sick. Really sick.
Did he pop through and send that, or did he?
We were chatting. Fuck, I can't remember what we were chatting about. I remember I sent him diamonds, I think, and he was like, "Yeah, this is fat." And then he sent me one of the dubs off the EP, and then I sent him the rest of this EP, and then he sent the whole other shit, and it's got like 140 on there as well, and it's just it's really damn sick, to be fair. Proper 985 vibes.
Proper vibes. Yeah, got that. There's that MV collab as well, right?
That's the one I've been playing out. Yeah, so sick. Boom, 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 boom. It's literally like fucking minimal jump up. That's what I love.
Minimal jump up. Oh, careful.
Minimal jump up. I don't want to coin the new genre.
I mean, that is what Overview is, isn't it? Minimal jump up.
I mean, you didn't start becoming a real label until you released Around Me, like, just saying.
Clinical invented minimal jump up.
Clinical is Overview. Clinical is Peter's paycheck.
Oh, yeah, careful. Maybe you're seen to be as well.
I mean, Azure wasn't too bad. I think this EP will do alright as well. LSD will literally be the favourite. It's just like I'm looking at it like a three-track EP because Diamonds. I mean, I've heard people mix Diamonds already, which is quite sick. But I wouldn't like. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think about it? It's not like the most DJ-y tune.
What, Diamonds?
Yeah.
I think it is because it's very like DJ structured tune, really. Like 1632.
You can double into Dusky's verse, can't you? Which could sound pretty sick. I just let it roll out when I play it.
Emma was playing it a bit. Not that I haven't. To be honest, I haven't mixed in quite a while, so I haven't even actually had a chance to properly mix it yet.
Haven't really either. My last gig was really like intense, so I didn't play it. I was like playing before Break and Friction. So
you played a gig and you didn't play it. See, this is what I mean. This is the problem. You've literally just answered your own question. Even though, as a producer, you produced it yourself, and it's a really big tune, your biggest new tune on UKF, and you didn't even play it at the gig. I'm upset and appalled. You shouldn't have told me this. I'm really disappointed now.
Mate, I was passing the headphones over to Break and Fiction, and I was like, the whole set. Basically, no, I was playing with Tom. That was the main problem.
Oh, right, so, okay. No, you don't need to say anymore. He was going Foghorn Central, right? And like,
yes.
And you were like, oh, I can't play this pansy, soulful, like, introspective liquid track.
This gay shit, man.
I can't play this. I can't play this. I can't play this stuff with talking about feelings. People don't want to feel in the crowd. They just want to they just want the drop, and they just want to go wah. Basically.
Yeah, I mean it was the first rave back, so I felt kind of pressured to go a bit heavy.
You should have ended on it. You should have. I tell you what. I have always sometimes found when playing that if you do switch it up with a with a liquid track like that, like I think it can have a nice. Well, I think it does. I think it has a nice pacing to it because I think that's the problem with a lot of sets sometimes is that you do just go like full on 150 miles per hour when.
Are we live?
Yeah, we might have been. We might have been, yeah.
What?
Sorry, this has been one of my little naughty this has been one of my little naughty things to do to people. I'm really sorry. Yeah, we have been live.
I've literally not been censoring everything I've been saying.
Oh no, see, look, this is the problem. It's fine, don't worry. People are not going to cancel you, I don't think. Yeah.
We're cool, we're good.
Well, the reason that I've done this is I always quite like the idea of kind of like taking people a little bit off guard before they're, because I think you've got to have a good like natural flowing conversation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
And
let me share the business real quick.
This is where we do actually need to like do some actual proper promoting. I'll tell you what, I will wind it back because as I've now pranked. Dom got pranked, and we are actually live. That I will have a proper introduction for everyone because I think that would be nice. Cancel. Dan Patches just said cancel operate. You didn't say anything too bad, I don't think. Although you did tell us all that you didn't play diamonds at your last gig, so I may cancel operate for that because
I know that is.
I'm that upset.
Behavior, to be honest. It's the best tune I've made in a while, but it just didn't suit the vibe.
What do you mean? It was a drum and bass rave. It was a drum and bass rave. Like, this is like how could it not fit the vibe? Like that's what I don't understand. You're playing at a drum and bass night.
Yeah, it was when me and Tom stepped up, and I think it was just before break, and Tom opened with his step back tune, with Sub-Zero. So that set the pace for sure. But it fucking went off though, and I was like, right, it's time to keep up with the boy. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know, yeah. I tell you what, I've actually been finding this issue a little bit with DJing with Ollie sometimes because we've been like doing a couple of sets like back to back, like getting booked as an overview double act.
Yeah.
And Ollie has like some very big like jump uppy corny dubs that they do go off. I can't deny. But then I do play it, but then like sometimes I've caught myself a bit like, no, I need to be playing overview. I need to be playing the songs that I'm releasing sort of like mentality. And then it can be a little bit like, but then I think maybe some people would actually find that interesting because then the set does have a little bit of a, like, I'll purposely try to bring it back down to like the overview tech and like minimal stuff, whereas then he's like then back with the more, and like it's like a bit of a battle back and forth between us, which I think can work. I think it can work. Sometimes it can be a bit all over the show.
I think some back-to-backs, I guess, they're a bit like of a mishmash, but I think you and Ollie would be quite well matched because, he does bring sort of the higher energy stuff and you can bring it back down, and it's where you meet in the middle, I guess, is the best. Is where you can have some of the best sets ever, and I think that's what happened, what was it, last Saturday? Or the Saturday before? When we played at Enter in Bournemouth, and literally it was Tom obviously going quite heavy, and he's quite out there with his production. And I was like, I guess he was like playing tunes that I could sort of vibe well off of, and I was playing tunes that he could. So where we met in the middle, it was a really good set altogether, and we got a lot of like good compliments about it. And to be honest, we tried to practice it before, but it just every time because he came down to Bournemouth for the day, and we kept practicing, but it just kept going to shit. And we were like, fuck it, we'll just do it. We'll just do it when we're there. We'll do it when we're there. And luckily, it was really good. So we're quite pleased about that.
Yeah, we were. They were talking about this whole like planning set things over like just winging it freestyle. You do just tend to wing it then, or you're not? Are you a set planner, or are you a set winger, or half and half?
I definitely plan the first 10 minutes or so, because generally when I'm playing, I'll feel, obviously if it's like a big night or whatever, I'll be quite nervous. So I feel like if I know what I'm doing the first 10 minutes, and then, you know, when you like start mixing, your nerves just go away sort of thing. And then you sort of feed off like what's going on and the crowd and everything. But yeah, I couldn't plan a whole set, because, you know, you could start playing it and it's just not going well at all, depending on the night you're on. So it's good to be able to, you know, tailor your set to what the crowd are feeling.
But then that's then the danger that you get of like, you have all this stuff to play and then you want to play it, but then you just, because you then get the reaction of the big tracks, that you end up just still just you know playing all this stuff. You want to like take people on a journey, or have this kind of like more introspective music or whatever, and then you just end up playing all the big bangers because that's what gets like the crowd jumping. Like I think that can be
That's true.
you'd be like, oh wow, like
True.
it's all gone off.
I'm definitely a bit guilty of that. I mean, if the crowd are going in and the set before you was pretty hard as fuck, you feel a little bit pressured to sort of meet that level sort of thing. But I guess, yeah, that's something that I need to figure out coming back to gigs now, because obviously I've got bookings coming up where I'm playing on lineups that aren't necessarily, you know, notions or diamonds sort of thing. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when I slip in these tunes.
But you see, that's where you got
I'll definitely slip them in now.
That's where you got to test your audience. Well, literally, the next time you have a set, just picture me standing behind you, looking at you selecting that USB, going, "Oh, should I play diamonds or should I not? Is this really the right time to play diamonds?
Should I play diamonds or should I play it around me?"
VIP. But I think you'd be surprised, like how nice of a reaction you would get. I like to think.
I think it would have been perfect to end the set with, but me and Tom had planned to end the set on Seti 3, which was obviously our Lab on Shogun, and that is pretty like liquid and atmospherical. And all
you should have doubled it. You should have doubled it. That could have. Is that the same key, or would that work? I don't know.
No, it's definitely not the same key, you know.
Well, it's all right. A little bit of key clash and it's never hurt anyone, other than maybe there is.
Especially when, yeah.
I will give a nice hello to everyone that is watching right now. We've got a few people inside. Hello to people of the internet. Yeah, we're just doing like a little bit of an interview today, with Mr. Dom Operate here, who, for those that don't know, just to get my like promotional plug in, that he's got an EP that is actually out tonight at midnight, which is the LSD EP. So obviously I had to get him on this show and ask him pointless questions. If anyone does have any questions for Dom, anything that they would like to know, now is your chance. How long?
I will answer every question.
How many times he cleans his kitchen every month? What red wine he's drinking right now? What were you drinking right now? Come on, you're drinking a nice glass of red. That's very sophisticated.
Were we live when we were talking about kitchens?
We were, but no one could hear you. So thankfully, and that video has now gone off the internet. Don't worry. But do you know what? I'm actually really gutted that is not on the internet now, because that was just quality conversation right there. What red are you drinking? Come on, I wanna wine snob you. I want to see if
I'm drinking Argentinian Malbec.
That's a lovely choice. That's actually a lovely choice. I'm actually you've gone quite up in my estimations right there.
I'm a connoisseur.
I love a bit of I love a nice mail back in the evening. So very sophisticated.
Yeah, really nice.
Settings a really nice vibe there. So if anyone else is out there and wants to like join us, crack open a glass of lovely red wine. And yeah, we'll get on and we'll do a little bit of talking. And we did have one question here from Neki, from Mr. Oliver Underhill, who wants to ask what the word scont means to you.
I mean, scont means a lot of things to me. Like, I consider it a mantra of when I'm entering a new situation and I want to walk in there, you know, with strict confidence. I just say scont to myself, and it makes me think of Charlie, because he is what, you know, the epitome of amazing. So, yeah, I just say to myself, scont, when I'm about to go into like a job interview, or going to the shop to buy some chocolate, or anything really.
Or getting up in front of on a stage when you're about to play a set, maybe, and
just screaming it on the mic just to get the crowd ready.
I can understand why. I can understand why. You know, he's an incredible human being. So,
He's up there.
That word really does mean a lot to you. Then, obviously, it's gone.
We'll give a good shout out to Ollie while we're here as well, because Ollie's a fucking legend.
Oliver, what, Mr. Neki?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, big up, Ollie. I mean, we're gonna be. I think we're seeing him soon. We've got a show in Leeds. I think he's coming along to the Overview London show as well. Critical X Overview. Yes,
I think he is. Yeah.
Which I've heard you might be playing. I heard you might be playing that. Which.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be absolutely banging.
Yeah, I think it's very close to selling out. So if anyone, I'm sorry that I'm going to do my Mr. Salesman bit and like be plugging stuff already. But if you haven't bought a ticket yet, come along. You're going to be back to back with Rizzle, aka John.
Yep, worst DJ on the planet.
Clangs his own tunes live on air. Sorry, John. I'm sorry.
I'm saying that now because I can see him chatting shit in the chat.
Oh no, really? He's trying to give it, is he?
Yeah, he's chatting shit. I can see him now.
We've got
John's an alright DJ.
He's alright. Nah, to be fair, I've seen John play some very good sets. He also has a knack of being able to drink quite a lot and kind of still hold it together for his set, and then it all just goes downhill afterwards. Less said about that, the better. We do have a real question here, which is from Morgan. Big up to Morgan, and he actually asks, "What is it like producing with Rizzle?" We will try to make this the Operate interview. We're not just going to keep on going on about John. I know that like, you know, you're your own person, but what is it like? What is it like producing with Rizzle?
Really amazing. Like, it's a whole experience. You really have to be there. No, but on a real though, producing with John was really good. Obviously back in the day, so when we first started Think of You, I mean, I think we talked about this in the last interview, but that was at the start of me sort of delving down this new path. So I remember John was out at a night that I think either me or Claudia played out, I can't remember. And we walked back together and we were both quite pissed. And I was like, oh, we should make a tune together, blah, blah. And I showed him the first sketch of Think of You, and he really liked it. And then I think maybe a couple of weeks later, I sent him the stems or whatever. And I think the best thing about our collabs together is that, like, at least for a couple tunes on the EP, I would sketch out the whole vibe sort of thing, and John would really like bring it together at the end and add all the sort of, you know,
Rizzly bits.
Sort of, yeah, all the sizzly fucking metallic shit that he does so well. And it's just he's really easy to work with, because if I did send him half an idea and he liked it, I know that tune would pretty much be done. So yeah, it was good. Easy working with him, and the EP came together. Apart from obviously like there was a space between each tune being quite long because we didn't realise we were working on an EP at the time. The tunes themselves individually came together quite fast, and I think that's because we had quite a good flow together.
Okay. Have you got anything like more like in the works with John, or have you not really sort of like looked at that since? Because I mean, the EP wasn't. The EP was out a little while ago now, but it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. Time just
I
doesn't
know, I
make a
think
lot of
it's 'cause
sense.
lockdown, yeah.
Yeah.
Lockdown has changed the fabric of time and space. Um, we've discussed it a lot, and I have sent him a couple half sketches here and there on SoundCloud, like, you know, private share.
Has he done that standard producer thing where he's just aired your messages and been like, yeah, man, I'll have a look at these, and then you've not heard anything back? Is that what happened? Is that what's happened, John? Is that what's happened?
Luckily not. I think that only happens when he hit 10k followers.
Right, okay. I think he's pushing that now. I think he is getting close. He'd be like, "Oh,
me and John are racing at the minute."
How many have you got, and how many has he got? Who's are you? I think you've got more. I think you've got more than he does.
At one point, he had more than me, and then I was just like blagging it on all those meme pages, like post my shit, post my shit. And obviously, when you post on them, you obviously get harvest a lot of followers from them guys. But yeah.
See, that's where you're going wrong. That's where you're going wrong there, John. You need to be on more meme pages. That's how you get the clout these days.
Yeah, first one's 10k. We'll just not talk to each other.
I tell you what. We'll start it today. We'll do the John versus Dom first 1 to 10k challenge.
We'll do it.
I tell you what. Whoever gets to 10k first, I will donate. I'll donate £100 to a charity of your choice. Either yours or Dom. I'm gonna have to be good to that now. And hopefully
donate it to the charity of Domis Skint.
Domis Skint, yeah, I was gonna say like £100 to charity. give me the money.
What other questions have we got?
I actually had a question just on the Rizzle subject, if that's all right. Sorry to anyone that has asked another question. If you have got more questions, please feel free to ask. Is there anything you really don't like about John? Like, is there one thing that you think that like he really needs to change, or something about him that just really kind of really grinds your gears? Anything like in particular?
Yeah, you know what? Now you fucking said it. Actually, no problems whatsoever, because we have yet to play a club night together. But I know that if he's pulling any of the shit that he's done with you guys, and he misses his set, that'll be pretty jarring. But we'll see. I think he's a changed man nowadays.
I think he's a changed man. Well, you guys had a really good time at you did play the overview show last time.
Yeah, that was really good crack actually. I just wish I didn't get so drunk.
Yeah, I think you regretted that decision the next day.
So ill the next day. So
stranded in Brighton.
Oh, it's just the worst feeling ever, being kicked out of the hotel and being like, fuck, we just have to live this existence now.
Where else can we see you playing? Or what other gigs have you got lined up? I mean, I'm just going to ask that standard question, but it's good to give a little plug to some events.
Okay. In September, I'm playing in Leeds.
Okay.
September there's something, I'm playing in Leeds. And another September, 3rd of September, sorry, I had a list, but I don't have it on me. 3rd of September, I'm playing at Shogun at Steelyard. Then there's a Leeds gig 2 weeks after that. And then October's chill. And then November, I've got 4 gigs. And they are in Birmingham, Guildford maybe, I don't know, that might be a bit you, I'm not sure. Bristol and Brighton. And that's what I've got lots of.
You're playing in Brighton? Are you playing at one of the multifunction nights, is that?
Yeah. It was meant to be in August, well no, July it was, with
yes.
Legs, DLR and Document Wombo got rescheduled because of Boris. So now it's in November.
There we go. All right. Well, there you go. That's where you can see it operate in the next coming months. We do have a few overview shows happening. I had to. What other questions have we had since that Rizzle one? Can you see them on your end?
Yeah, I can. Quite a few. How many Reese's do you make a month? Well,
Wow.
not
Sit down,
enough
children.
whatsoever. Literally not enough. The funny thing is on this EP, every single tune has a Reese in it, or the Reese is like a central part to the tune. Like LSD is the only one that obviously has that like whack whack whack. But
Say
after
that again,
that,
sorry?
it's a
How does it
fucking
go?
Reese. Whack whack whack.
Wah, wah, wah. Okay, right. No, yeah, there you go.
Whack whack whack.
Sample
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Someone
that's,
sample
that's
that. Turn it into a Reese.
that's how you karaoke LSD next time you go out.
Yeah.
LSD has that dirty synth, but guess what? It bounces straight back to a Reese. So,
So how many do you reckon you make a month, averagely?
I mean, every fucking sketch that I make has a Reese in it. So, I don't know, 15 a month,
Wow, there you go.
something like that.
You should have you done an Operate Reese sample pack yet? Just Reese's.
Yes.
Nothing else but Reese's.
Yes, sort of. Yeah, I actually did a sample pack for by the producer.
Yes.
It was a collaboration one with like T95, Manual, and Thread.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
To be honest, most of my bass submissions were Reese based. Don't at me.
So there you go. If you would like an Operate Reese, you now know where to go get one. What other questions have we had since then? Sorry if you're doing my job. I clicked off of the chat on my phone and
I found another. For how long have you been processing vocals so well and make them fit so well in the mix? I guess the question is aiming Rizzle as well. Aim it at me because John doesn't know how to produce. So basically, when you want to make a tune, when you're processing vocals, I mean, John, feel free to type your shit in, John, if you're watching.
he's left now. He's left. We've given it to him. No, I don't know.
Fuck John.
Fuck you, John. No, I love you. I do. I love you.
Processing vocals. So I basically use the same thing on every set of vocals, but then I just change the degree of such processing depending on the tune. So I put OTT on the vocals because that instantly makes them sound sick as fuck, that over compressed vibe. Isotope vocal doubler, which is free from the Isotope website. And then some Valhalla vintage verb, which I think a lot of people are familiar with now. It's just the sickest set of reverb plugins you can own. And yeah, I just sort of mess about within those three plugins to sort of get the fit that I want depending on the tune. And you're all gravy.
There you go. That's how you make good vocals in songs. I hope that's answered it. We do have I've got one question here, which is what is it like working with Overview? That's
Is that a question?
That is a question.
I just heard Emma laughing in the background.
Yeah, I think I can hear her laughing. Sorry.
Who asked that?
That was Claudia, actually. You can be brutally honest, Tom. We can bear this all online if you want to like. If you want to make our
Emma
peace.
crying in the background. Oh my god! You know what? It is difficult in a good way because obviously with Diamonds there was a lot of like external encouragement, shall we say, to make the tune better.
That is a very political way of putting that.
I mean, I think because where I work, I've learned a lot of diplomacy. So when making that tune, obviously there was a lot of stuff going on, and I think after everything, it came out as best as it could be, and yeah, I'm quite grateful for that because obviously when you have worked on something for so long, it's easy to sort of have like blinkers on in terms of when you're making your own song that, you know, it might be missing this and that. And if you've been listening to it for so long, you can't really hear what it might be lacking and stuff like that. But like, in terms of like, you know, working with you guys as a whole, obviously it's amazing. Like you have a lot more of a camaraderie between you and the label guys, which is obviously something that doesn't happen all the time. If you're working with a huge label, you know, they're a bit of a commercial enterprise, so it's very businessy, it's quite professional, and it's nice to have a personal touch with it. So yeah, you know, it's a nice experience. It's always jolly, and we have loads of jokes. So I love it, really.
I suppose that's the kind of thing of like there's pros and cons to both methods, and I guess maybe sometimes with the kind of like personal side of things, you know, that can then bring its own potential challenges, especially if there's like, you know, because obviously like saying like sort of seeing differently on certain things, or obviously like our job to try and like push people as much as we can. It's a fine balance, but I think we've really got there with this. Like we're still friends.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't made you quit and give up just yet.
No, not just yet.
Not just yet. I'm close. he challenged me. So I hope
this was a crazy ass release, to be fair, but I feel like it's like been a momentous thing. So
well, you say that actually. I mean, it is, because I mean, for anybody that's listening that doesn't know, and we're trying not to like completely bore you, and I know this whole conversation is like a lot of people are fed up with it now, but you contracted COVID like just as we were kind of in the final stages of getting it together, like when it was like deadline to like
was honestly it was the worst timing of all time. Like I remember I was like sick as fuck, and I was like bedridden and shit, and it was like the first day that I felt a bit better, and I was like walking around the house and shit, and you rang me like, no, you messaged me like, can we have a chat? And I was like, oh yeah, of course mate, no problem. And then you were like, yeah, blah, 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 Diamonds, I think, needs a bit more, blah, blah. And I was like, shit. I don't really know how to comprehend this right now, because I've literally just learnt to stand up and not feel sick for the first time. But yeah, I mean, bad timing as fuck. I mean, yeah, can't really say anything else about that. But we managed to do it, so that's the main thing.
I mean, that's what I mean. I can't believe, like, yeah, now thinking back, I mean, like you're saying, when we obviously needed wanted like Diamonds with the changes, you were just really still just in the sort of thick of it with getting COVID, to obviously then need to get everything. I think even a couple of things, obviously we still ain't got it mastered yet and stuff. And then what happens? I go and get COVID,
Yeah. I reckon you caught it through Diamonds.
No, I didn't, because obviously we did the video shoot, because you obviously couldn't come for a video shoot because you were ill, and then I think it was about a week later after the shoot. So then obviously then it's obviously because obviously it's moved from obviously like the tracks to then the release itself, and I've had an awful month, and was, you know, I was really sick for a couple of weeks, and yeah, that's really kind of it's been really hard, because again, like that's the thing with the label, is like you can't stop, like with the way, you know, with you in the release, like you probably were like, oh, I can't, like I said, I almost can't do this right now because I feel so ill, and like your mental capacity to take it all on, and I certainly went through that. Like it was a real struggle to kind of like get out of bed, you know, and do it.
Yeah, man, it was the worst timing, and obviously we were quite pushed for time anyway. It's just, it's quite, I underestimated it for sure, but yeah, it's just, you know, when you got people like saying, can you do this, can you do that, when you're feeling a bit ill, you're like, fuck me, don't know if I can, to be fair. But then, you know, you got that deadline, so you're like, I need to fucking do it. It needs to happen.
And we've pushed through it, and I think we've
Exactly.
we've done it all. We've managed to get it all out there, and it just goes to show what you can what you can do with even with in a difficult sort of situation.
We've made the cure.
We've also made the cure for COVID as well, which is the LSD
By
EP.
listening to this release.
Yeah, if you go to Spotify at midnight or buy it from Beatport, it will actually cure you and make you immune to getting coronavirus.
Well, no, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, I agree. Have we had any more questions?
Yeah. Hang on. Is that plant okay?
Is that plant in the background
No,
real?
is
that a real plant?
I think it's real.
I mean, it is real. It does exist in space
It's
and
there.
time.
It is there.
Yeah, it's not an illusion. So we'll go with that.
It is there.
We've had Operate
have my children.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think Operate is a taken man right now. So
My girlfriend is in the chat, so I can't say anything. But I'll DM you later.
Well, I'm sure something can be arranged.
This is a really good question. When is the North Americans overview tour?
When the world is back open and things are allowed to exist again. Yeah, I don't think I haven't seen anyone go to America at the moment. I mean, they're now in the thick of it with their. Sorry, everyone, to talk about coronavirus, but they're now in the thick of it with their like Delta variant shit going on. So they're not really open. We would love to come to America. That is definitely like a massive ambition to get over there. I think America is just a completely nuts place that I would love to see more of. So yeah, any Americans in the chat or any Americans watching, we are hopefully going to do it. We are going to be going to New Zealand, hopefully, which is like the second home of drum and bass, but. There'll be a little bit more about that coming soon. We need to like cross some T's and dot some I's.
And invite some operates.
Yeah, where's my invite? I want to come to New Zealand. We'll just book everybody, or maybe everyone on the overview roster will all go move to New Zealand, and then we can just do tours all year round. Just tour it around. Easy. So someone has asked, will there be a Badman Ting VIP in the future?
No, there will not.
You've let so many people down here, Dom. You want to be edgy and you want to sign to Overview and you want to be cool. And where's the Badman Ting VIP, mate?
If you knew what Badman Ting was, you'd be hoping there wasn't a VIP.
I'm gonna play it. Can I play it? Actually,
no. It's on someone's Facebook account. It was like a music video that I took part in, and so basically, I'll explain it.
Okay,
I was at college, and when I did a music technology BTEC, and one of the assignments was to film a music video. So what we did, me and my mates, we filmed a grime video. I mean, if you know where Salisbury is,
gas.
There's no grime in Salisbury, so it's obviously not serious. But we filmed a grime video in Salisbury, and basically it was just us roaming around Salisbury in really gully outfits, just screaming bars and shit, and climbing up fucking buildings and that, and fake beating up our mates on camera just so we look hard as fuck. And yeah, it's basically a grime tune that my mate Ed made, and we were spitting bars to the whole thing. But this MC in Salisbury posted it as a joke, but it kind of went viral, and everyone thought it was real. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, if I met these guys in the street, I'd beat them up," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not actually like this. This is a joke." So yeah.
You were kind of like the Kurzweil Massive or something like that,
Yeah, it was the Kurzweil Massive. Although I think the Kurzweil Massive were
they were legit.
I think. But they
were legit. Can you remember your bars from the Badman Ting video?
Well, yeah, that's what's so funny about it. The only bar is Badman Ting. You just go, Badman Ting, Badman Ting. Oh, no, there is a second bar. Badman Ting with the bling to the bling. And then you just keep spitting that over and over again. But, like, the more you shout it, the more intense it gets. Because, you know, it's grime. And you're shouting, you're aggressive.
Does this still exist on the internet?
Yes, it does.
Is it on YouTube?
It's on someone's Facebook account and it's got loads of likes.
Oh, okay. So it's not on YouTube. I can't find it.
Nah. Well, I could send it to you later. I think. I
would love to see this. This sounds like a work of art. I mean,
it really was.
I mean, we never knew the Salisbury had a grime scene, but now we do. I mean, you know.
It had the grime. It had a grime scene for about 20 minutes. I'll tell you what though, that obviously I did that for college. Yeah, I got a distinction on my project. So,
is it because they thought it was legit, or?
I don't have a clue, but I'm just glad I got a distinction because it meant I went to uni.
Wow, it just goes to show like the bar of entry for that BTEC that year must have been pretty low then, really, if that's managed to pass. We got a question here from Easty Burr. That's a great name. I do like their name. What's your favourite cut of steak?
I'm vegetarian, so
you just dropped the V bomb.
I have. Big up the V gang. I think it would have to be. I mean, they've not made like. I guess they have made some substitutes and shit, but they don't. It just tastes whack. I guess
they haven't done steak
I'm
too
not
well.
gonna. If I can say my favourite cut of steak is corn chicken nuggets, that's my answer.
My favourite cut of steak. How long have you been a vegetarian for?
Since 2016, 17, I think. So yeah, 4 years ish.
Wow, good effort.
Yeah, it's sponsored by Claudia.
Sponsored by Claudia. What was the turning point for you? How come you gave it up?
Well, she was already veggie, and obviously when we ate out together, it was sort of like finding a compromise when we ate out and stuff. But I always wanted to because I used to be. My mum brought me up a veggie anyway. Right. But then she met my stepdad when I was like 14, and then my stepdad was like cooking bacon. And bearing in mind, I'd never seen or smelt bacon before. He was like frying it up, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is that?" And he was like, "It's bacon."
This my lad is like, bacon.
And literally, I was like, "Can I try a bit?" And he was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then basically that day, I became a meat eater for like 6 years.
Right.
And then after that, I don't know. I just basically went off it and kept getting sick from like eating certain meat and stuff. And I thought, fuck it, I'll just go the full way. I mean, like meat and chicken, I had bad experiences with. Like pork and chicken. I never ate beef anyway. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this as like a catalyst to just quit. But fish though, I fucking rate fish. So I miss it. I miss it quite a lot.
Well, I suppose no, you're proper veggie. You don't eat fish even.
I don't want to be like, I mean, you can't eat fish anyway, but I don't want to be someone that like, you know, flirts around with eating meat when they want, because that means I'm just a hypocrite. So yeah,
no, fair play. I mean, the thing is, I think people. Yeah, no. To be fair, like I am one of these people that has been eating meat a little bit. Like I've been trying to cut down a lot on it, and like trying to consciously do that. It can be tough. It can be tough. But I think people would be surprised, like how good some of the like vegan or vegetarian alternatives are these days. Like they're really like it's really coming along. Like the chicken and
it's
like
fucking legit.
Like what the pitta in Brighton, for instance. Like
or literally that Dan's just put that in the chat.
Oh, he did. Was what the pitta?
Let's go. Mate,
big,
what the pitta is fucking sick.
big up to What the Pitta. If no one's had a What the Pitta before, I highly recommend it. It's great, like vegan kebabs, and yeah, unreal. There we go. There you go. A little bit.
Fucking amazing.
Someone definitely put their foot in it there, asking about steak, or maybe they knew. I reckon that maybe they knew that you were a vegetarian. Look, we're not trying to get preachy on here. Like, if you want to eat meat, that's your own choice. I do eat meat still. Dan asks, is that a sock hanging on your TV?
No.
What is it? What is it?
Shut up, Emma. It's a microfiber cloth that I use to wipe my TV, so it's spick and span.
You do like to clean. You don't like dust. You a bit OCD on the dust, maybe a little bit.
Not like that. It's just there because I don't know. Like every time you go to your TV, there's just random shit on it, and you're like, "Where did that come from?" It's interfering with my Netflix experience, so you got to wipe that shit off.
It needs to be clean. I mean, it did look a little bit suspect. I can see it, and it would be like, why have you got a sock on your TV?
Does it look like a sock?
It does look a little bit. It does look a little bit like a sock.
Yeah, it does. To be fair, and no, it's not a wank sock.
Before anyone, someone asked me, Peter, what do you have for breakfast? Wow. Okay, this is the questions are getting real serious today. I've been having a lot of smoothies this last week. Smoothie for breakfast.
Very nice.
Nice bit of fruit. Toast. Like a bit of toast, peanut butter, or some granola. I think that's usually my go-to for breakfast. I've been trying to steer clear of anything. What about you? What about you, Dom? What's your morning routine?
It depends. So if I'm feeling like I'm on an eating sort of day, I'll have like a smashed avocado on toast, garlic granules, chili flakes, all that good shit, or with a fried egg, or I like having it in a panini roll from Lidl. Slice it in half, whack the avocado in there, put on the toppings that I just said, and then you can like fry up some halloumi and whack that on as well.
Oh, that is a way to start your day right there.
Mate, literally, I made one. So T95, when we made, I can't remember what tune it was now, but he came down anyway, and I made him one, and he was like fucking blown away because obviously he doesn't eat veggie, so I'm glad to open people's eyes.
That's what I mean. That's what you do. What else is in your morning routine then? Like, walk me through it. You got any like particular rituals? Are you just to get up and grab your phone and look at that straight away, or are you trying to wean yourself off of that? Or
I'm pretty bad for looking at my phone first thing in the morning. I try to do obviously at bedtime. I try to cut it out. But my morning routine, if I'm not obviously I'm off work at the moment, so it's pretty like I'm just winging it most mornings. But my morning routine is usually bang a ginger shot. I don't know if you've ever had one, but they are fucking sick. They just get you raring to go for the day.
A ginger
and they,
shot?
Like, stop. Yeah, you know, like ginger shots by like Moju or people like that. Have you ever had one?
No, I've never heard of this.
So basically, you know, you can get like little shots from Moju that are like turmeric or like pressed fruit and stuff like that.
Right.
You can get pressed ginger shots, and basically it's just like loads of fucking clumps of ginger, and they press all the juice out. But ginger's got so many good like properties for the body and stuff. Like, it's it's like an alternative to caffeine for like, you know, like a how to start your day sort of thing. Yeah. It's anti-nausea as well. So if you're hanging, you can have a ginger shot and it stops you feeling sick. So it's such like my morning routine. I have one of them every morning, like first thing, and then by about 10 o'clock, I'll have like, you know, real food or like a tea or whatever.
Right,
but
that's
yeah,
interesting.
Ginger shot, man. That's the way to go.
There you go. I kind of want one now. I was thinking maybe we should, because I would quite like to do some sort of like food related overview content thing, like
either
do like do some sort of like
Cooking with overview.
Cooking with overview, basically, and then we'll get like guest, get guest people on to like. So you would like come to like our flat or something, and cook us a meal of your choice, and then we can like talk through it. Maybe do like have a little bit of an interview or whatever. Just something a bit different. I think that'd be. I think
that sounds really good. I definitely know what I'd make.
You what?
You know what you should call it?
What?
Overeat.
Overeat?
Yeah.
No, over food.
Uber Eat.
It'll be over food,
Overeat.
Surely. It'll be over food, surely.
Over food. Overeats is good though.
Overeat? No, because that just kind of like curtails like obesity and unhealthy eating. You don't want to overeat, do you? Really? That's not good.
I mean, I've been doing that since day one of lockdown, though.
So have I, and to be honest with you, it hasn't been doing. I actually have had to. I've deleted Deliveroo and like Uber Eats and all that off my phone because I just.
That's a sad life you now live.
Well, I mean, that's the problem. It's like it's too easy and. It does get expensive, and it does. It's not the healthiest stuff as well. Delivery, really. Like, I mean, you can get healthy stuff on there, but to make it yourself, it's so much easier, so much cheaper.
Yeah, that
as well.
is true.
Says me. Yeah, says me. Having my dinner made for me right now. It's so much easier to make food. We've got another question here from Tom Westy who says, "What's your favourite Dan? Afghan Dan or Dan Paget?"
I know Afghan Dan is like some kind of grime person, so I'm gonna throw it to Paget because I know Paget more.
What's your best memory of Dan Paget?
I don't know if I should say.
No, please do. This is a bare all interview. You can try and like censor the naughty bits if you want. I don't know. If that's where it's going, or is it really emotionally deep?
Dan, if you're watching, you have 5 seconds to say, "Don't tell this story."
No, please go on.
1,
tell me.
2,
I want to know now.
3,
Dan,
4,
sorry, Dan.
5.
He hasn't got it.
He said, "Oh God, is that a no though?"
Is that a no?
Dan,
No.
I'll censor the story.
Just your best memory of Dan Paget. This is
I mean, my best memory of Dan Paget is obviously meeting the boy because he's obviously lovely. But I think the first time I properly he said don't.
Oh no, he's such a killjoy.
I'll do the
PC
version of the story. So the first time I met him, I think officially was at Critical Barbecue, and I remember I was like quite nervous to meet him. To be fair, I'm always nervous like meeting new people, just because like that's just what I'm like. And obviously, he was really cool and everything, and we got on well, so that was great. And then I remember we obviously like met up in the smoking area, and then we went our separate ways for a little bit. And then next time I saw Dan, he was quite intoxicated, and I was like, "Yo, man, you good?" And he was like pretty fucked up, but like we were all pretty fucked to be fair. But like I was on more of a level like I knew what was going on sort of thing, and it was just funny because obviously I just met him and shit, and then ended up hanging out with him afterwards because me and Claudia were like, shit, we need to make sure Dan gets home safe because
good individual.
We're not sure that that's gonna happen on his own. But yeah, that was the best memory because it was just really funny. To be fair,
do you know what? In relation to me and you, I think that's the first time we ever spoke was that evening because you called me up that evening.
Yeah,
because I was actually with Dan at this barbecue. I was the one who convinced Dan to come along because you were at home, and we were all gone to the Critical Barbecue, and obviously he was like, "Oh, I want to go," and then I left and he stayed, and then I got a phone call off of you at like, I don't know, like 12 o'clock, something like that, when the rave had ended, and you were like, "Where's Dan supposed to be?" Or like,
yeah. It's because he told me that he was staying in a hotel or something with someone called Peter, and I was like, "Oh, that's Pete." So I rang you up and you were like, I'm in Brighton. I was like, oh shit. I'm confused now. Because obviously I was quite fucked myself. So I was like, shit, I don't know what to do now. But it all worked out.
It
Yeah,
all
it's
it
fine.
all ended well. Dan managed to make it back home.
I mean, we've all been there. I've been there. I was like that at fucking Brighton the other month. Literally, I was way too fucked.
You were, yeah, you were pretty smashed. I tell you what, I've got a good Dan Paget story. Dan Paget actually rang me up. It must have been like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It was some random weekend, and he just calls me up, and he's like, "Pete, where's the key for the Airbnb?" And I was like, I'd been asleep, and I got up, and he was like, "Where's the key for the Airbnb?" And I was like, what? Like what? I was like, I was like, have I got an event on right now? Like, am I supposed to be like helping Dan out? It transpired that there was no event at all happening. Dan was actually outside someone's flat who he didn't know who it was, trying to get in with a key that he didn't realize he had, thinking that he was actually finished at the end of an overview night.
That's amazing.
I think he actually phoned up. I think he phoned up me, Felix Objective, and his agent that night, and we were all quite like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Sorry, Dan.
I mean,
sorry.
we've all been there, man. Literally, we've been there. I know Felix Objective has a horrible story about me as well, so it's all good. We've been there.
Maybe we should just turn this whole podcast show into like, can we dish dirt on people and like really embarrass them?
Fucking hell, yeah, literally, I could. There's just too much. I know there's too much about me as well, so I'd just rather not.
Yeah, I probably would be.
We should play LSD on that note.
LSD. Do you know what? I was gonna ask you a question. You don't have to answer me, but obviously the title track is LSD. Have you had much experience with LSD? Do you have any like sort of good stories behind it, or do you have any sort of like relationship with LSD?
Yeah, I took it when I was 16, 17, I think. I went to this. It's the stupidest thing ever. Like, everyone that does it will know that this is the worst thing ever. So I went to a house party and did it for the first time. And obviously that's like the worst environment to ever do shit like that. And to be fair, it was like intense as fuck. And I think the environment I was in just made it so much worse. But when I was like, away from that, and we did go on a trek through the woods because this person's house was by the woods, like that was a lot nicer. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's my first experience with anything on that level. And I think that sort of told me that I'm not ready for that shit. So I'm just going to stick to the usual rave things. Like beers. Beers are good for me.
Just beers. The ones that are legal we're allowed to talk about. I don't know if this will get flagged up by some sort of Zuckerberg will be on our case.
Well, literally, yeah.
So you haven't done any psychedelics other than that? Was that the one time?
Not properly since that. I mean, I've dabbled here and there, but not like to like a crazy extent. But I mean, I think it's really cool. Like, I think it's amazing what it can do for people, and people are using it for like medicinal reasons. I think that's really cool. Again, I think you need to be of a certain character or like have a really strong mental faculty to do those things. And I am smart enough to realise that I don't have that yet. So I just, haven't dabbled since, really. I mean, you've got to be quite strong of the mind, don't you?
I mean, I think you do, but I think the other thing as well is kind of like, like you're saying with your experience the first time round where you weren't in a really safe sort of setting, and that's what they talk a lot about in it, like set and setting, and actually kind of being in a comfortable environment and being with people that you trust, maybe being with someone that's actually experienced in having done it, because it is quite a powerful and can be quite an overwhelming experience. But if it's done in a sort of like controlled and a good environment, it can be really beneficial, or you're able to handle it. I think is like maybe the thing.
I think being surrounded by the right people and shit is a big factor in like going on your journey or whatever. And I wasn't. I don't think. So yeah, I think that was the problem. And obviously, like when you're at a house party, everyone's on different shit anyway, and like people are steaming or doing this, doing that. And when they find out that people are doing, psychedelics, the first thing people want to do is come up to you and try and freak you out. So you're like, just leave me alone, leave me alone. You have people coming up behind you making like weird noises and shit like that.
Yeah,
so,
people are
not the best experience.
No, people are naughty like that. Did you, why the LSD? Why was the track actually called LSD? Was it just because of the sample, or?
Yeah, it literally is because of the sample. I think the sample. Yeah, I mean it's instrumental to the song, and I think it was either I think it was like very early on in the song that it sort of the whole drop, was surrounding that. So it just made sense, didn't it? Really. I'm not advocating everyone to start doing LSD though, because I've had a few messages and comments since that tune has come out on Skank and Bass. People saying like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna do some LSD." I'm like, not because the tune. Only if you really want to.
We've actually, in the space of a few months, we've had acid, and now we've got LSD. Like, and do you know what? They actually mix really well together as well. So go.
I've not mixed them, to be fair.
Go try.
Do you mean like the tunes or
the tunes? Yeah, LSD and acid. The tunes.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I was a bit confused just then. That's cool. I've never tried that. But it's like people might think Overview has an agenda now. You never know.
I mean, I am trying to push drugs on people, and basically like
buy drugs and buy tickets to my event.
No, to be honest, like I think that it's a difficult subject, but I do think that, and especially with being in the rave scene as well, like we are very much surrounded by a lot of drugs. Like it's kind of very much a part of the culture. I would never advocate people to do things dangerously. I think if people should, we're all adults, we're all reasonable individuals. I think that if you want to try something, that you should be allowed to. I think you just have to do it
in the safe settings, and
have respect for those things, and understand the potential risks. But I think it's something that needs to be spoken more about. I mean, to be honest with you, I personally do think psychedelics as a drug, or as a set of drugs, I think are actually a side of research that there's a lot of really promising stuff sort of like coming out of it, and I think a lot of benefits actually very much outweighing the cons of it.
100%.
I think if you look at take alcohol for instance. Sorry if this is now turning into like
a Joe Rogan podcast.
I mean, this is what I want this thing to be. To be honest with you, we can talk about some serious issues with D&B heads who have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, maybe I have some sort of I don't know. I've taken drugs before in my life. I'm not ashamed to admit that, and I know that some people, it is a very difficult subject that people don't always want to. It's a bit of you can't talk about it, or people will talk about it to their friends, but to talk about it publicly, I think is it's a very different sort of thing. And obviously, there's a lot of shame surrounding it, a lot of people judgmental of it. I think that's a certain thing. I think that's the big thing with something like psychedelics is there's been so much misinformation and so much misunderstanding of it that it's yeah, there's obviously this kind of like it's tainted it a bit, or people look at it in a bad way. So when you sort of talk about these things, people might, get a certain impression of you. But
definitely.
For me personally, like I've had some very sort of like fulfilling experiences doing it, and I feel like I don't know. I do think that it should be something that everyone should sort of maybe try once, and to kind of like lift the veil of reality, to be like, oh shit, because it's really I find it very interesting anyway. Sorry.
100%. I reckon we should play the tune of the moment.
You reckon
and
so?
Then I can go to the toilet.
Okay, I tell you what. Well, let me get this out. You're not going to be able to hear it. Oh, that came up right in front of the screen. I've got to make sure I play the right version.
Yes, not your least favourite version.
Not my least favourite version.
I'm literally going to bowl off for 2 secs.
Do you reckon you could just like... Actually, you shouldn't be able to hear it. All right, so I tell you what, I'm gonna play a song for you right now because we're gonna play the title track because Dom needs to run off for a wee. This is LSD by Dom Operate. LSD, JCB, MDMA, Texas. LSD, JCB, MDMA, Texas. LSD. Oh, he's off again. He's off again. What you getting?
Getting the blower.
I'm getting my blower. I need to check my Facebook.
Need to check the old Instagram.
Is there anything like interesting you can tell us about this song? Like, how did it come about? How did you? Was it after anything? I don't know. Is there any backstory?
There's nothing like super crazy or anything. I remember I was just fucking about with some new sounds and shit, and it was very early on in lockdown, and I was experimenting with like new synths and sort of like sound design. And I remember I was like on and off playing. I just got into Warzone and I was playing with T95, and I made this sound. And I think I already had a tune that had the same like drum kit as LSD, like the whole drum loop and everything. So just put in the sound, and I was like, holy fuck, this is heavy. And I was like, shit, what can I put in after that to like carry on the vibe? and then obviously, who loves a Reese? So I put a couple of them in after, and yeah, it was totally by accident. There was no thought really going into it, like, oh, I'm going to try and make this today. It just sort of happened, and I was really pleased with the results because it's not often you sort of jump on with no real intention and make something that will be like a really, hopefully popular tune.
Oh, it already is. Really. It already is. Like, I think it's. I definitely think it's been one of the. I think it's been one of the kind of like most sought after things we've put out this year, potentially at the like so far. I think in terms of like, a lot of people know it, and it's been played quite a few places, and there seems to be quite a good sort of like hype, around people wanting it, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of really aggressive, but like different at the same time. So it's not jump up, but it's not minimal. It's sort of sitting somewhere weirdly in the middle.
It's minimal jump up.
But it definitely fits in that weird void between the two.
Yeah, no, but that's the void that we like. I like that void. I like jump up. I like minimal.
Perfect.
Put them together. Perfect. Squashy asks, can you play the Toxic X Britney Spears version of Toxic?
Mate, fucking go ahead. Absolute banger.
I still don't have it. You still haven't sent it to me. I'm still so upset about that.
I have sent it to you.
No, you haven't.
Shut up. Have I not sent it to you?
Oh, okay. I didn't even know there was a playable copy to be able to send out.
I made a finished version, and then I played it at the overview night.
And do you know what? I don't even remember you playing. I don't even remember you playing it.
I remember I wanted to play it, but at that point it was like some weird bit of the night where everyone like fucked off that I knew. It was during the set. I think Ollie was the only person like behind the deck, sort of near the deck, sort of thing. Wait, hang on. I'll send it to you now.
Yeah, do it. I actually want to hear this myself. So.
I wonder if I can drop it straight into Messenger.
Yeah, just.
No, I can't.
I know.
Can you do that?
You can usually send files.
Oh yeah, I'll attach it as a thingy. Attach it as a thingy. Professional. Yeah, this has been a long time coming, to be fair.
I know, I've been on your case for
That's what happens when you have no shows, you have no inspiration to fucking finish shit in lockdown.
You just want to make meme tunes.
Yeah, literally. Oh, which one is it? Oh yeah, here we go. Right, I've graced you with Operate Brizzle Toxic, featuring, I mean, she begged to jump on this tune, Britney Spears.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it was really surprising. Her management were just like, just really insistent. We wouldn't
leave us alone, would they?
I was a bit like, is she big enough? Should we really be working with someone like her?
I mean, she had a bit of a like PR nightmare, didn't she?
Cool. I can't download that.
Oh, I see.
To be honest, I can play it on the browser, which will be enough for now.
Yeah, do that.
Hopefully, it's not going to be too loud. All right, here we go. This is a world exclusive right now.
This is for the people.
This is for everyone that wanted it.
It's getting late to give you up. I took a sip from under the sky. Slowly, it's taking over me.
Wow. I have to admit, that is quite impressive. Oh my god.
I'll put it on for you.
Yeah, wow, okay. Like, thank you so much for that. You're gonna have to send me a proper copy of that, because I definitely want to.
Will,
I'm definitely gonna play that.
for the right sum.
For the right sum. We should do it as a hype edit free download. I reckon it will do really well.
Do you think it would?
With that,
I mean, I'm open to it.
we'll do it on your page. I reckon people.
I don't want to get cancelled though.
I don't think you get cancelled. I don't know whether or not, like. I mean, it's free. It's a free download. You know. And to be fair with you, that's a little bit beggy. That's a little bit trying to like get follows and likes and all that. Yeah, amazing. Well, I'll tell you what. I think we'll look to like wrap this up, because I've got to go have some dinner, and I don't want to keep you too much longer. We've been going a good hour and a quarter, so good session. No, thank you so much for doing this today. Thank you so much for the LSD EP. Obviously, for anyone that didn't know, that's going to be out tonight at midnight. It's actually going to be out in a number of hours. It's already out in New Zealand. Anyone in New Zealand can already go and stream it if you're in New Zealand.
They have been streaming and bigging it up. So
they have been.
big
So
shouts to you, man.
big up to the Kiwi crew. So yeah, if anyone wants to grab that is going to be out at midnight tonight, or tomorrow in UK terms, and that's going to be out on Beatport. It's got collabs with Javion, with Degs and Dusky, the Amazing Diamonds, as well as LSD and Two Face as well. Another track on there. So really great body of work. Please go and support that if you can. Go give Operate a follow and a share and a like. Where can we find you, Dom? What's your handles?
Operate UK on Instagram and Operate D&B on SoundCloud, I think it is. Yeah, those are the two big ones.
So go follow that. Any final thoughts? Anybody you'd like to thank? Anything you'd like to say? Anyone you'd like to just cuss? Now's your time.
Obviously, big up everyone supporting the EP. I hope you will enjoy it and buy that shit. And I hope we get to number 1. Otherwise, I'll be really sad. And then, big up to Dusky and Degs for fitting me into their very busy schedules. Because they came back with the vocals really fucking quick, to be fair, considering like what they've got going on at the moment. So super appreciative of that. And Javen as well, obviously fucking a talented vocalist, like really sick. I'm glad he wanted to work with me. That was obviously really like amazing. The tune's sick, so I'm happy that all came together. And big up both of you.
Pow pow.
Pow pow
Blah, blah.
pow.
All right, we'll leave it there then. Big up for anyone that's been watching. Thank you to you, Dom, and we'll catch everyone again very soon. And I'll speak to you again very soon, Dommy.
Yeah, boy.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye bye.